Ladies, so I heard a podcast yesterday. I was on the way in. TMZ hit me and asked me what I thought of it. It was a podcast with Trevor Noah, and he was talking to two Princeton professors. And he asked the question, would segregation, at least in education, have been better? I don't think segregation has ever worked for us. Every time, and particularly in education, because one of the first things they took away from us was our ability to learn. They don't want us to know our names. They don't want us to read. They don't want us to read the Bible. Nothing. Because they know once you learn, then you're problem. Once you learn, then you know, and you're harder to control. And they were talking about specifically in education, but there's no way to separate that from all the other systems. They were talking about it's a homage to white supremacy. What is it? The political arena, the corporate arena, the banking, the real estate lobby. Almost every institution that is an institution is systemically racist or connected to white supremacy. Every single one. And the reason you go to school is ideally when you go into school, it is what? To get a good job and to start participating in those systems. You want a good job. You want to buy a house. You want to buy a car. You want to travel. The thing to me that is the most insulting, we can't parse out how we navigate white supremacy. It needs to be dismantled. How we can, we've shown how we can survive it, how we can navigate it, how we can get by, how we can get through. It would be nice if we didn't have to. Everything that we have exists because of what they didn't allow us to have. HBCUs exist because we couldn't go to school with them. Our awards exist because we couldn't, our businesses existed because we couldn't, there were things we couldn't do, we had to do, we made it happen. But that's like saying that, that's like wearing tight shoes so you feel good when you take them off. And there's education is just one system of the many systems you have to involve yourself in. It's like having a smoking section on a plane. It isn't how we can navigate. We've shown that we can. Black women are by far the most educated segment of our society, which is why I think we're seeing what we're seeing right now. Why they're dismantling DEI, why they're dismantling affirmative action. And by the way, those things work better for white women than they did for anybody. This notion that it benefited black people is a misnomer, and everybody knows it. And now, since since all these things are being dismantled, they're seeing it. They're actually like seeing white people living, going, "What happened?" And the other thing is, I like Trevor Noah a lot, but I do not want to hear another South African talking to me about American racism. I don't need that anymore. Elon Musk has done enough, and this whole theory of if segregation would be better. Thank God you're going to get your chance to see, because this guy is going to take us back to where you wanted to see the theory, test the theory. We are going to be separate. If you look at everything he's dismantled, from the Department of Education to all the federal jobs to everything he's taking away, we're going to see if your theory of segregation working better in education really works. And it's a shame, because this is America, and two steps forward means 3 steps back. And the last thing I want, and I dig Trevor Noah or not, is another South African telling us about American racism. I can't take it. That's a little note from the GD section. Got a jazz report coming in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.